stat edit, enter. And so to clear out a list, let me do this correctly. So let's
All right.
say because this will happen and you want to know this. You go up and you hit clear, enter, and that will delete the list.
All right. So just go, and then, yeah, that's a much faster way than what we were doing in class.
All right, so let's get that data into the list here.
All right. So just getting the paper ready. So number 6. So I guess that would be 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then L2 would be 9, 12, 17, 26. Okay, so here's my first question with this, I guess. So I know that there's linear and quadratic once you get all that written out, because you gotta figure out which one's better to use. And
we don't know yet. We don't know which one is better yet.
yeah. So I have a TI-84, so I mean it's almost the same thing as yours. But
Right.
I have all my numbers on like L1 and L2.
Right. And so
No.
we're gonna quit out of this. You second quit.
So I press quit.
Second quit. Second gets you to the yellow part of it.
So it gets rid of everything.
Yes. Basically, it's like going back to your home screen, and then you go to stat, calc, and then lin reg. Okay. Now,
That
in
calc.
yours, you may have a screen or something that comes up for like list 1, list 2, and you just hit paste and enter.
So okay,
So
wait. So mine says like X list L1, Y list
yeah,
L2,
just use the
and I
defaults
just
on
go down
that.
to calculate.
Just use the defaults. Yeah. Go down to calculate.
All right. So then I get for linear, my
Do
number
you have something
is
similar to this? What's on the screen?
no, I do not. I have 0.9986.
So it's possible that, and this is where you got to go back to make sure you've actually put the data in correctly.
Uh, um,
That is, oh, I made a mistake. I made a mistake here. So
oh, okay.
99.8, very easy to do. 50.1, 15.6. Okay. Second quit, stat, calc, lin reg. So it's almost good to do it twice. If you, all right, does this match what you have?
No, I currently have 0.9986.
I'm talking about, no, not just the R. I'm asking for the A and B. We'll get to the R.
Oh, A. No, I have different numbers.
Okay, so we got to make sure we got the same values
All
here.
right.
Zero
So
point,
should I click um
go to stat, stat and
stat edit? All right. So 1, 2, 4, 6, 8,
no,
9,
no, 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 no.
12.
You're doing, if you're doing that, that's number 6. I thought we were
Oh,
doing
we're on
5.
number 5?
Well,
Okay,
it's up to
that's
you.
my
It's up to you.
bad. All right, no wonder why we're getting different stuff here. Let
Yeah,
me
that will
all right, that explains a lot because I don't know what he's doing. All right, 0, 0.5. Zero. Nineteen. Okay, so I have all the numbers put in correctly. I'm gonna click second and then stat, right?
No, 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 just stat.
Okay, stat, and then um. Oh shoot, I accidentally messed that up. I don't know. So currently my screen says like names, ops, math. So should I just
Okay,
click stat
yeah,
again? Okay, there we go.
hit
Stat.
second quit. Second quit always gets you back to your home screen.
Yeah. All right. Now I'm on the correct thing now. So
Okay.
I'm gonna click on number 4, linear ax plus b, calculate, and I got for my which what do you want me just to read out R to you?
No, I want the A and B values.
You got the A and B values. So minus 1.222 and B is 56.1952.
Okay, so we're in agreement here. Now you'll notice on mine that I do not have the R and the R squared values. So occasionally this happens, and it's I don't think you'll ever have to do this, but um, for me to fix this, I have to go to what's called second catalog, and I have to
Uh-huh.
turn what's called diagnostic on. And you might wonder how would I even know to do that?
Yeah.
Well, I had to look this up one time because it was, but so uh, what did you get for an R squared value?
I got 8.172, same as yours.
Times 10 to the minus 4. That's really, really important. Times 10 to the minus 4
Times 10 to the minus 4.
is really important. Like you have to see that there.
So, okay. Um, I guess one of my questions is with this is what should I be writing down like on my actual piece of paper, like during all of this? Like, because I get to this stage, should I just write down the R? Should I write down like all that other stuff along with it?
There's the only thing like the only thing to write down is what you've got already on your page, which is the linear and the quadratic. You really want the R squared, not the R. R squared is the value. You don't really need R. Um, you don't need the R, you just need the R squared.
Yeah. Okay. So makes it nice and easy, I guess. So when I write these down, how many number? Because there's like 10 numbers after the decimal point.
Right.
Should I just write the first four?
That's at your yeah, I like going out 4 decimal places. That's a question for your instructor, unfortunately. Like
All
I
right,
can't
I'll
answer
admit to
that.
that. Yeah, it's just preference with whatever the teacher is.
Yeah. So you're making a table here. You're saying linear, quadratic, and really the only thing you want is the R squared. So in this case, it's 0.0008, which is terrible. That R squared is terrible. Um, the other thing you could do to try to figure out, and I don't even know, does it say to plot the data anywhere?
Um, on my like paper or on my calculator?
No, no, just on your like, did you guys talk about that in class?
I do not believe so.
Okay, so this I think is way more important than the regression, which we'll get to. But let's go back to the calculator. Go to stat cal quadratic
Stat,
quadratic regression, which is number 5.
and then just calculate once I'm on there.
Yeah, hit enter, calculate,
So then
and
I get a kind of interesting looking thing. So I have, oh right. So okay, so I have the exact same numbers as you.
yeah,
So
you
then my
want the R
next,
squared. You want the R
yeah,
squared.
and then I do want to remove that R squared, correct?
No, no, you want to just write it down.
Okay, so I'll
Just write it
include.
down for now.
All right, I
Okay.
wrote that down.
So now if we go back to the other screen, actually let me grab a snip of this. The what you're comparing is the R squared value. So the one that is
Oh,
closer to one is better. This is better because it's closer to one. You don't need to know why. You just need to know that what you pick the one that's closer to one.
so okay. Okay, so when I'm doing these, I'm gonna be given this two different numbers, one for linear, one for quad. Whichever one's just closer to one is the right answer. What happens if they're past the number one? Would I
It
still
won't
take?
be. It won't be. But that's not the complete answer. That's like one guideline. We
Okay.
really should graph. Really should graph the data, and I want to show you how to do that next. But that's the first thing. That's thing one. So like when it's very different, um, like this, like it's clear that it's quadratic. Okay, they
Yeah.
might be really really close, and then it's not so clear. Let's go back to the calculator. All right. I got to do just a little cleanup on my side. Okay, that is cleaned up. All right. So to graph the data in list one and list two, you hit second stat plot. Second stat plot. You should see something like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second and then
Second stat plot, which is y equals. So then you hit enter and you turn it on. You turn it on by hitting enter again.
all right. I think I did something wrong. So
Okay. So whenever you do something right, hit second quit. Second quit. You got to get back to your home screen.
all
And they're
right,
hitting
I'm back at home.
second stat plot. Should have see something like this.
Um, here, second quit, second stat.
Plot,
So
stat plot. That's the y equals. Second stat plot is under the y equals
under the y equals.
or above the y equals. Second stat plot, which is y under the y, which is above the y equals.
Shoot. All right. Sorry. I just need to. Okay. So I'm gonna
It's
click.
I'm pointing at it with my cursor like my
Oh my gosh. All right. My bad. Yep. All right. I have that exact same screen now.
okay. Now you hit enter and then you want to turn it on. So you turn it on by turning it on, hitting enter to turn it on.
All right.
Okay. Then you graph. Okay, and you literally hit the graph button. I don't know what's going to happen, but just hit the graph button. All right, so notice we're not seeing much.
Yeah.
Okay, so now click on window. Window right there to the right of y equals.
Hmm. So I'm having like a line just go across my screen, I
Okay,
guess.
okay, so go to y equals and clear out anything in y equals using the clear button.
Okay. So to get back to the y equals, I'm gonna click just the stat plot.
Just the y equals. Click on just y equals this time.
All right. And then I'm gonna want to just clear every single thing.
Yes, whatever's in there, that's
Okay. All of it's clear now.
all right. Now go to zoom, click on zoom and go down until you see number 9, which is zoom stat. What zoom stat tries to do is it tries to fit a window around your data,
Oh.
and it's pretty good at it. Like it's really good
So
actually.
So should I click enter on ZoomStat?
Yes.
Okay.
And now
So
you see your
now,
data.
yeah,
And so you want to ask yourself, does that look like a quadratic or a straight line?
um, more like a quadratic.
Yes. So that's kind of your second thing.
All right. I kind of remember doing that different in class. Do you think it matters which way I do it, or
Nope.
no? So,
Nope.
this way shows me like a visual. Oh, so this is like proof to show which one. Like, if you don't know which one's
Right.
closer to one, you could do that, and then I guess.
Exactly.
Okay, so then I guess how would you decide which one's better once you actually do both of those? Like, do you want it to
Well,
be?
it should be clear, like in this case, that there's a curve to the data. That's what's a quadratic. If it's in a straight line, then it's in a straight line.
Oh, okay. So it'll just be kind of obvious, like
Yes,
yeah, answer.
exactly. Exactly. And
Okay. Well, um,
all right, so that is, that's kind of everything for the lesson that you're going to need. Now we have to redo it. We have to, now there's more to do here, but like that's how you figure out which one is better. Okay.
yeah.
So let's go back. Well, you can see here that you now know that it is quadratic is the best model.
Hmm.
Okay. Let me go back to the other screen. All right. So now it wants you to predict what's going on after 4 hours. Okay. Basically, it's like X equals 4. And you know to use the quadratic regression model. So the quadratic regression model, it says y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. They give you the value of a, they give you the value of b, and they give you the value of c.
Yes.
So your quadratic model really is, I'm going to write it out here, I'm going to round, and like you'll ask me again, well, what should I round to? It's like, I don't know. You should go with whatever your instructor tells you. I'm just choosing 2 decimal places. So there's your model.
Oh,
That's your quadratic model. Your quadratic model,
so
you're now going to put 4 in for x.
okay. So I'll have that number, and then so would you want me to like clear everything I have and then write out that formula and then
Couple of ways to
calculate?
do it. I mean, the most common way that students would do it is they'd just put 4 in for x and put all this out in your home screen, typing all that out.
Oh, so quit. Hit second and quit again.
Yeah,
Yeah, the second and quit feature is so helpful. I didn't really know how to use it.
it's really like the home button, but it's, there is no home button on, like we're so used to that, and we just, you know,
Yeah.
we expect that. And this is an old piece of technology. Like I used the calculator when I was in high school. I mean, same type of calculator. It hasn't changed. It hasn't been upgraded. It probably never will.
They did it right the first time.
Well, that's it's more like they make them really cheap and they know students rebuy them year after year. So why change it?
Yeah, I guess that's true. All right, wait. So I have a question with writing this out. So for minus 56.21, am I just gonna hit the minus symbol before I write out the
Y-
number?
Good question. That's another issue here because you'll get some errors. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna snip this in here to tell you. So you use this is the negative operator,
Oh.
and this is the subtraction.
Uh-huh.
So you have to be really
So in
careful
this scenario, I'd be using the
that you
negative.
use, yeah.
Okay, I once again did not know that as well. So yeah, I guess you could do whole lessons just on how to use a calculator now that I think about it.
Yeah, there's quite a bit you can do here. But you'll learn what you need to do this part of the course, and then you probably won't use it much after.
Yeah, it's kind of weird using calculators now after my whole life. The teachers were saying I couldn't.
It doesn't
Plus
seem right,
9.
does it?
I know. If you think about it, they're so helpful, but oh well. So then my answer is minus 332.77.
Uh,
I might have messed up one of the
Maybe
numbers.
I didn't calculate it, but my concern is that that means the concentration is negative. Let me just double check what you sent here. 4 hours. Yeah, it's 4 hours. No, that's true. Your answer is correct. Um, it doesn't make sense though, because concentration can't be negative. Meaning like you didn't do anything wrong, but like the model doesn't work for
Yeah.
everything.
Hmm. So I guess is that like frequent or not, or
They usually follow it up with a question that says, is this reasonable?
and then I guess
And then
for
you,
figuring out if it's reasonable or not, it's just like you
it
can kind
depends,
of see the problem and figure it out from there.
right? Yeah, I mean, it's like a car going, I don't know, 300 miles per hour. It's probably not reasonable in
Yeah.
most scenarios.
That's a good way to look at it, I guess.
It depends, context specific though. It really depends on it really depends on what your scenario is.
Uh-huh. I guess there's a lot of scenarios. Um, all right, so I guess so I'm gonna hit
Yeah,
second
let's
split
go back. Yeah, let's look at this one here. Let's do the regression thing again.
stat, edit, clear, clear. So then 1, 2, 4, 6, 8.
Yes. I mean, you already had this one up. Um, Made you delete it. I didn't need to.
No, it's all good. 9, 12, 17, 21, 26. Okay, so I have all those numbers. I'm now going to want to hit stat, calc, linear, enter, calculate. And then I'm going to get for linear in this scenario, my R is 0.9986.
You
Then go
want
back.
R squared. R squared. You don't want R.
Oh, so I want to, so just always write R squared.
R squared is preferred. Yes.
Okay. R
And this is
squared.
pretty good. Like that's a good thing. Um, Now you still should do the quadratic. It's not that difficult. You just go back to stat, calc, and do quad reg.
Oh. By the way, you have one extra 9 in your linear.
Yeah, see that? That's not good.
Just for like future confusion. All right,
Yeah.
so I'll re-click stat, go to calc, go down to quad, and then just calculate it, correct?
Yep.
And
And
then
what you're hoping to find here is like, and one of the things here is that it's really good. Like these are really close. And you could sit here and say that, oh, well, it must be quadratic because it's closer to one. They're really close.
uh-huh.
So I would then plot the data and see if I could see a trend there in the data.
Mhm. So what I is that the stat plot?
Yeah. Now, let me share that screen because we're gonna probably have to do a few things on that. So if you go to second stat plot, which is the Y,
Uh-huh.
you'll see that it's already on.
Yeah.
That's good. Now, if you click on graph, you may or may not see anything because it's going to try to grab like the previous window that you're using, and it might not be any good. Like the window
Yeah.
might be bad. So don't be, you know, you may find that okay, like that really doesn't work. So it's always better to go back to zoom stat plot, which is number 9, zoom stat, sorry,
Um,
and that will try to fit the window.
okay, wait. So I'm gonna so zoom, go down to 9, and then press enter.
Yeah, and then what that does is it tries to fit a window there for you.
Uh, so okay, so then once I have that window, it looks like it's a pretty straight linear line, correct?
I think it's a line. Like if you know, even though the quadratic regression is slightly higher r squared,
Uh-huh.
um, this one looks pretty good. Meaning,
Yeah.
like I feel like I'm comfortable calling it linear.
Yeah, me too, honestly, like, because like it
And
doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be
no,
pretty good for a straight
yes.
line. Um, okay, so
All right, so for me, that's sufficient in terms of like deciding what it is, and then it looks like your problems go on to say, okay, um, uh, you got to predict something. So we're going to use this linear regression model.
so okay, wait, so the linear
So it's y equals like 2.378x plus 7.012.
and that's okay, wait, so for those numbers, where did you pull those?
Over here on the left. So let me, it's y equals ax plus b. There's a and there's b.
Uh, so oh, so you have the graph. You know what units make up this graph, so then you're just gonna take the formula y equals ax plus b, and you know what coordinate A is and coordinate B, so then you just write what they are into it. So then that leads me to wonder for x, do we know what number x is?
Yes,
Is it
because that's what they're asking about. The
49?
x is 12.
Oh, right, it's in the um I guess question. So then I'm gonna hit second quit and then um should I click stat plot? Like, oh no. Um, how would I necessarily write out the y equals?
You
Or
don't
do
you
I
don't put y equals. You put the right side
just put in
here.
the numbers?
Yeah.
All right, so then that would be 2.378 parentheses 12 plus 7.012. So then have the numbers. I got 35.548.
Okay.
Thirty Thirty-five point five
And some
four.
and you want to give that some context, like that's meters.
Yeah, so would
So you
that
want to
be meters
you
per
don't
second?
just meters.
Oh, just straight up meter. Here, you know what? Let me actually read the problem for the proper time. Yep, that would definitely be meters. No meters squared or anything like that, just meters. Um, so would you recommend doing the graph on like every single one of them?
No, I mean like you can kind of tell from the data, see how it's always going up. And in the previous problem, the data goes up and then down, it gets bigger and then it gets smaller. That sort of tells you what's going on. So you don't have to. I mean, and this goes much faster the more you do it. Like you're getting much faster. L1, L2, you know, linear quad, and then graph. I mean, you should be able to do all that in like 2 minutes once you're really fast.
Yeah, yeah, once you just have it all memorized and steps to do it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly. All right. Um,
I mean, this isn't rocket science. I mean,
yeah,
this is
yeah.
just,
Someone
learning how
just
to use the
lost science
calculator
that
and
didn't go out, but it's easy for us. The so like how does the calculator even like work? Like I know it's a computer, but
Someone wrote a program to do the linear regression, and that's all developed in software. And when you do the linreg, it calls a program that executes the that program for regression. So
Man. So have they been like since they came out? Obviously, they've probably advanced a little bit since they came out, but have they been like
not really,
pretty much the same?
pretty much the same.
Hmm. So like, how old are they? Like 50 years old or something? Or
I mean, I mean this particular the TI-83 was around in the early 90s, 30 years.
geez, yeah, I
Uh,
just they're kind of crazy to think about. They can
yeah, I mean,
almost
think
run.
about if you drive a 30-year-old car, it's the technology really is there's just no technology in it. You would think this would have better technology. It just
Oh,
doesn't. It just it's the same as always.
interesting.
Yeah.
Is it like just so I know Texas Instruments, are they like the only company basically making calculators, or is there like
No, they just have a monopoly on the calculator. And
so
they're a semiconductor company. They actually don't they make so much more than I mean they students think they make calculators. The rest of the world knows they make semiconductors,
oh
microprocessors, other stuff.
man, yeah, that is kind of funny to think there's really kind of a monopoly for everything, even
Yeah.
calculators.
Yeah, actually when I was graduating college, Texas Instruments had a booth and the guy walked by there and he had no idea that they made more than calculators. He actually asked the representative, "Hey, do you guys actually make more than calculators?" Uh, I mean, he didn't know. I mean, and he, but it was kind of embarrassing. I mean, because but if that's all your experience is with them, that's what you think. You think they must
Yeah, I
only
guess
make,
so. I mean, yeah, I didn't think they made anything else personally.
right, right. I mean, I'm trying to think of a modern example, but um, I don't know.
Maybe like the what are they? They make those smart fridges now, Samsung.
Yeah.
Be like, I thought you only made phones. It's making a fridge. I'm not sure if that really works as well, but
Well, I mean, Amazon, you think of Amazon as a distributor of products, but they have a lot of other services that they're trying to, they have streaming services.
oh, that's true.
They do a lot of, they have processing, computer processing services and data storage. They got a ton of stuff. They're not just the mile on the side of the box.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
crazy to think that they just used to be like an online bookstore, and it just, you know,
that's right. Yeah. Then
changed all the way
yeah,
from that.
right. I don't know, pick seven or eight. Let's pick one of them. Um,
Um, we can sure. I'll read out number set. Let's do number 7.
okay. So for number seven, um, just go ahead and put in your calculator, and I want you to tell me whether it's linear or quadratic.
All right. Just gonna have to type all that stuff in. All right. So how about that typed out? Then I'm gonna hit stat, calc, linear, calculate. Quad. Oh, this one's kind of weird. R squared equals 1 exactly for quad
Oh,
in
there
this.
you go. So now when it's one, that means it's perfect. So I would tell you to just say, okay, I'm gonna go with that and graph it.
Um, so I'm going to be using ax squared plus bx plus c in this, correct?
Well, did you do the quadratic regression or the linear
Uh,
just now? Which one did you do?
quadratic?
Well, I mean,
Oh,
when you said
shoot.
it's one, I don't know
So,
what you did. That's what I'm asking.
oh, okay, my bad. Okay, wait. So all I have right now is linear r squared equals 0.9213, and quad is r squared equals 1. Like I
Okay,
haven't
so
written anything else.
that's if it's one, that's a perfect.
It's like a perfect problem. So then, what my so is r squared equal 1 replacing the x's in the formula?
No, it just means it's a perfect fit.
Perfect fit. So I'll write that down. Perfect fit. So then, when it's a perfect fit, like what do you do after?
You don't have to do anything. You like when you put on a shirt that fits, you don't keep looking. You just buy it. Like you're done. Like it's a quadratic model.
So, all right, quadratic model. All right, so then quadratic model. So then use the table given the linear quadratic. State which model linear quadratic best fits the data. Where is the penny located after falling for 10.5 seconds? So then,
So you have y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. You have to
uh-huh.
put you have to put the a, b, and the c in, and then 10.5 is your x.
So, oh, right. Right, I forgot about that. So that is basically like x. So then y equals uh a 10.5 parentheses squared. I don't know how to actually write this out.
What is your a value?
Uh, a I don't know, right?
That's the quad reg. When that gives you a,
Oh,
b, c, and r squared.
so then that would be negative 16
Okay.
times 10.5.
10.5 squared plus what's the b value?
Oh, the b value is 0 plus 0 times 10.5 plus 1,821. So then I'm just gonna put that into the calculator, I guess. It's negative 16 parentheses 10.5 squared plus 18 1 equals 57. 57. It
Oh
would
no, that's
go,
the height. That's the height. 57 meters is the height
yeah,
after 10.5 seconds.
57 meters. Um, okay, so you write out all the stuff on the table. You get your quad and your linear. You figure out which one's closer to 1, and then you're just gonna use whatever formula goes. You're gonna
Yeah,
choose which one of the formulas.
yeah. I mean,
And
add in that little. You're gonna graph it just to see if it kind of looked the way it's supposed to.
yeah, and then once I'm done graphing, then I'm like, all right, this is the one to do. And then I take
Graphing, it's like the test drive. You go out and all right, that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
And then get my numbers. Um put so then get the formula written. I get my A, B, and C. From that, I know what I'm filling X in as because they give it to me in the question, and then I get my answer, and then I just put in my unit that it's representing, I
Yep.
guess. All right, this really isn't too bad. Do you think because I have a whole week to do this, do you think it's just gonna get like
You have a whole week for this?
I mean, I'm not sure if they're giving me more stuff
Okay.
other
I mean, this is like I mean, max once you do it, it's probably max of an hour. I mean, to do all this.
yeah, I mean like I kind of just down like just doing this with you for like 40 minutes.
Right. I mean, the rest are gonna go very quick. That you've done it. You may want to redo some of the earlier ones, that you're kind of, know what to do. And that's, maybe at first you're like, I don't want to redo it, but like it goes so much faster because you already know what to do.
Yeah.
Like in number one, you don't need to write down all the A, B's, and C's until you know which model you're using. Like this is great, but you don't need all this until you know which R squared is you're using. It looks like this one is a quadratic.
Uh-huh.
Like you don't need to put all this stuff down until you're set.
Yeah, yeah. Like that's just kind of like unnecessary work being shown
Yeah.
almost. So, all right, I guess that makes me wonder what they're gonna give me next week as well to work on.
I don't know. I mean, I don't remember. I'm helping another student in algebra 2 at your school, but he's doing the same, I think the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's not I'm not sure, but you'll be okay. You'll
Yeah,
be
yeah.
okay.
I mean, like if they gave us like basically a week for this, I can't imagine whatever else they give us is gonna be that tricky. Or at least that's what you'd hope, but you can never really tell what's going on with them. So,
All right, yeah, pretty much out of time. Any other thoughts or comments or any other things you'd like to dialogue about here before we close out?
um, honestly, I really don't think so. It's kind of pretty
All right.
straightforward.